So I just wanted to kind of record today instead of write. So I decided to really start focusing on my passion, which is writing. But sometimes I think it's better to just speak and say whatever it is that's going on in your mind instead of just writing all the time. Although I feel like writing is very effective. Not the point of this video. So I wanted to talk about today really like mental health and being a Christian. Because for me, I know like I struggled a lot when I was initially diagnosed with major depressive disorder, because a lot of you hear in the church like, God is a healer, and he is, not suggesting at all that he's not. So for me, I struggled with first accepting the diagnosis, B, medication, all that stuff, because I really, now in hindsight, I realize it was more so a pride thing as far as why I didn't want to take medication and things like that. Fast forward to, it's been about over 10 years now since the diagnosis, and I have in fact relapse in a sense. And when I say relapse, I mean like I fell into a depressed state again. The funny thing, not really funny, but the thing about my depression, or when I was feeling depressed, was that I continued to like wear this face every day. Like I was fine, everything was good. I didn't want anybody to really know like what was going on inside of me, which again, I think in the flesh we think like, oh, this is what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to be on autopilot. I'm supposed to like just keep working, going. But the truth is that again, it was a pride thing. I just didn't want anybody to know that I was really broken inside, and that I was struggling with things. And a lot of it had to do with, again, sometimes as Christians, we can be very hard on one another, and we like to tell each other, what we should and shouldn't be feeling. Like you shouldn't still be dealing with that. You shouldn't still be holding on to that. And the reality of it is we can be as spiritual and as big a Christians as we want to be, but the reality is we're still human and we still struggle with things daily, right? So anyway, fast forward some more to today, present day. I decided, because of my own personal struggles with mental health, because my brother's personal struggles with mental health, and it's coming up on, I believe, the 6th-year anniversary of his passing, I really wanted to kind of do something different. Here where I'm stationed, we've had a couple suicides this summer. We've had some suicidal ideations, gestures, and things like that. And that's just dealing with the military. That's not even talking about like what the world is going through. People's, starting with children as young as like 11 years old, committing suicide. And I know in my heart that we have to do something about this rather than just kind of sitting around and talking about it, because talking about it is great, but if you're not stepping up and trying to touch people by sharing your own stories, then essentially your own personal struggles could really be in vain. And I don't think any of us go through anything in vain. It's all for a reason, it's all for a purpose, but we have to dig deep down within ourselves and get out of our own way, because that's really what it is. A lot of us are just like in our own way most of the time. So with my brother's passing, the anniversary of my brother passing coming up, I felt inclined this year to like actually do something, not just like be sad, not drive home and go visit his grave site or anything. But I really felt like now was like the time to have the conversation about mental health across the board. I know growing up, it was very taboo in the Black community to struggle with depression and things like that. It was almost like, oh, that's not a Black problem, which is stupid, because suicide and mental health illness touches everybody. Those diseases don't discriminate. So regardless if you're Black, white, Asian, Hispanic, yellow, green, purple, whatever, it can touch you, and it does touch people. So what I would like to do is encourage everybody to, if you've been dealing with, you know, depression or just feeling sad, because like when we think of depression, we always we think worst case, and sometimes you're just feeling sad, and some people's sadness is more severe than others, or some people's grief is more severe than others. So I just want to encourage people today to like reach out to a friend, reach out to especially that strong friend, the friend that seems to have it all together, who is always okay, who's never, you know, really talking about what they're going through, what they're dealing with. I think it's important to reach out to them and really look somebody in the eye today and say, are you okay? And you don't know, like maybe people are okay, maybe people aren't ready to open up and talk about what they're really going through, but it's the key thing that I believe is knowing that that there's somebody that is willing to be there for you, somebody that is willing to be a shoulder for you. And that is really important, because people that are dealing with suicidal thoughts and things like that often, majority of the time, feel like they are alone and feel like they can't have that conversation with anybody. So I encourage you guys to do that today. Don't want to make this video super long, because I know my attention span gets really short. So I just want people to take care of each other, pray for each other, love each other. Thanks for watching my video. Make sure that you like my Facebook page so you can get everything that God is giving to me to give to you guys. So have a happy Wednesday. Thanks for watching.